Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am scrapbooking in my December project. Now I have pulled this pocket page up to scrapbook this for Christmas lists. I have to print them out because, you know, nobody gives me a printed Christmas list anymore, which kind of makes my soul a little bit sad. But I do include Christmas lists every year. Fun fact, I did not make a Christmas list this year. So yeah, but I am going to change this up because I don't want it to say holiday odds and ends. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I am choosing the paper that I want to use to cover up the pocket here. And I'm not going to cut out a notch for the pocket. I debated on this and I had an inner monologue with myself the entire time I created this page. However, ultimately, I decided I'm not worrying about it. I love what I've done on top of the pocket instead, so I'm not stressing. Again, this is all about not stressing, not trying to recreate, you know, some sort of epic masterpiece. I'm not trying to be something original here. I am doing things that I like and doing things that work for me because that is what helps make my Christmas amazing. Now, I will tell you, it is the 22nd of December and we are on December 11th. A fun fact, I'm way behind on my wine advent calendar. I am on December 11th. I'm drinking that wine. But I'm also missing 3 wines that I have not drank because they are white wines and they need to be chilled. So technically I'm on December 8th and it's the 22nd. And yeah, so I'm super behind. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that other than I'm just behind on everything that is dated this month. And I'm kind of like, yeah, it's going to be great. At this point, I'll have wine through Easter. But I will not, this project will not last through Easter. I am going to get this project done early this year. So what I did with that green dotted washi tape is doubled it up, and I just made sure that the pattern matched. And what that's going to do is it's going to be a little less translucent and a little bit more opaque, and it gives it a little bit of thickness as well, as opposed to something that you can kind of see right through. Now, I really do love this Dear Santa for the fact that these will be Christmas lists, even though we are all very much adults in this house. Well, some of us are more adult than others, but we don't write letters to Santa anymore, because, you know, we're grown-ups for the most part. But I thought that it was perfect. Now, I also have this black and white die cut, and I believe that this is an old Brutus Monroe die cut. It's a couple years old now, and I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to layer up to kind of make this a big cluster, kind of like the statement, so that you're going to know that these are lists without me saying this is a list. And ultimately, that whole idea goes out the window because I end up using a die cut piece that says list on it. So my whole process of that is fine. Now, I did notice on that Santa Claus North Pole kind of library card, naughty nice list thing, it doesn't say naughty. It says not and nice. So I don't know if that is like a whoops, forgot the Y, or it's supposed to be like that, but either way it was distressing me. So I want to use the card, but I'm probably going to add a Y to it because I don't like not and nice. I like naughty and nice. So that will have to add on. So as you can see, I had that little wish list piece that I thought I was going to layer up here with the tree and the ornament and the Dear Santa. However, that little piece does not make it on there. It makes it onto the upper left-hand corner. And then as I was putting this away, I realized that my 9, 10, and 11 are all the same number. and I've mixed up the numbers just a little bit, so I have to make sure that my 12 is a completely different number because I don't want it to look like, oh, whoops. There were a couple days I forgot to put the correct number on there. I want it to definitely look like I was using multiple numbers. So I got to make sure that that happens. Now, I will tell you, I also switched out one of the other numbers when I was putting this away. I'm telling you guys this because I'm not exactly sure if it's actually in the video. The number 5, which was this teeny tiny little 5, I pulled that off and used the same gold number that I used for number 8. So that same font. So now I have like the gold numbers. I have these large kind of khaki. They're almost a wood grain. And then I also have the true khaki numbers. Now I decided to use this plaid tag because I don't know if you know this about me, but I love plaid. I carry a plaid bag at Christmas and I just adore plaid so much. I just love it. So I'm using this and I am going to dip in the edges of the tag into the Brutus Monroe embossing powder because you guys know I love me some Brutus Monroe embossing powder. So those little bits of gold are going to get all smooth and melty with my heat gun. And I probably should have brought this up to the camera so that you could see the magic happening. Because, what do we say? Embossing is magic. It is so much magic. Who cares about the science? So now I'm going to layer that up. Now, yes, I do cover up a good amount of the embossing, but I wasn't exactly sure which areas were going to be covered up, so it was easier to just emboss the whole tag and plunk it down here on the layout. So I'm going to continue to use my Easy Tear tape here. I think it's called Easy Tear tissue tape. But I am using that up. You can see how much smaller the roll has gotten over the past couple days. And I'm using a little bit more tape than I normally would if this was just going on a regular layout. Because regular layouts pop inside page protectors and this one will not be. So I needed to add a little bit of extra tape here. So I'm going to line it up so that the tag hole is over top of the washi tape. And that is because I want to go ahead and put a little bit of ribbon in there because, you know, tag holes can't be naked. Now I will say my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive right here kind of clogged. And that's because I didn't put the cap on all the way when I was finished with it the other night, which is like a hand slap for me because I know better. So I had to use a needle to poke it through. I'm going to tie a little bow with some black embroidery thread and place it in my tag. Now, I was having a crisis, right? Does my ornament need a bow? Ultimately, at this point, I've decided that my ornament does not need a bow because ornaments are not tags. So if that doesn't make a lick of sense to you, I'm sorry, but it makes sense in my head. And right now my heart is telling me I don't need a bow on that ornament. Now I could flip through the album in a couple days or, you know, when I do my final flip through to add any last minute finishing touches, and I could change my mind, but right now I'm okay with that. So I do go ahead and add that number 11 with wish list up at the top just to add a little bit more decoration. And then I pop a hole in that bad boy so it can actually go into the album. And that is going to do it for day 11, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me run my mouth. Hope you guys are having a great season. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.